You know that feeling when you're working so hard to change your life, doing all of the right things, following all of the advice, but somehow you keep just ending up in the same place? It's almost like you're running full speed on a treadmill that's going nowhere, and it's so frustrating. But what if I told you there's actually this invisible force that's been working to sabotage every effort you've made to change your life, and it's not what you think it is? In fact, it's so sneaky that about 99% of people never even realize it exists. But once you see it, you can never unsee it. And more importantly, once you see it, you can finally break free from it so you can finally get the results you want. So if you are ready to finally get out of this loop and start seeing real results, you're in the right place. And I'm going to show you exactly what to do while you watch this video. And it just started raining. So if you see kind of color changing or if you hear anything, it's just the rain. And really quickly, if you're new here, I'm Mary Kate and I'm a mindset coach and manifesting expert focused on getting you transformational results. My whole channel is all about manifesting, the law of attraction with meditations and more, where I share the tools you need to get the results you want. Here on my channel, I pride myself in making manifestation make sense without all of the unnecessary confusion. And I post brand new videos every Wednesday, so be sure to subscribe and also hit that bell notification so you can be notified whenever I post a new video. Now, let's get into what is happening so we can fix it. And here is what's going on. You think your problem is your circumstances. You think your problem is maybe other people, or that the timing is wrong, or that it's luck, or that you just need to try a little harder or find the right strategy. But let me tell you, it's none of that. The real problem, the one that's been running your life from behind the scenes without you even realizing it, is actually your conditioning. And I'm not talking about the obvious stuff like your upbringing or your past experiences. I'm talking about something much deeper, something you need to acknowledge if you want to break free from this. Because your conditioning is like this invisible operating system running in the background of your mind, making millions of micro decisions for you each and every day. It's determining what you notice. It's determining what you ignore. It determines what you believe is possible or impossible, and even what feels normal or wrong. And here's the interesting part. This operating system was installed when you were a child, before you even had a choice in the matter. And most people go their entire lives never questioning it, never updating it, never even realizing it exists. It's kind of like trying to run the latest software on a computer from 1995. No matter how hard you try, no matter what new programs you install, those old operating systems are going to limit everything that you're able to do. And if I could give you one piece of advice, one thing that if I hope you take away from this video, it's this. I hope you really take this to heart. Anything in your life that you don't like, that you don't enjoy, that you want to change, be willing to change your mind about it. Be willing to update that operating system. That changes everything. And this isn't just psychology, it's neuroscience, because by the time you're 7 years old, your brain has already formed so many really strong, deep neural pathways. And these neural pathways actually create your default patterns of thinking, feeling, behaving, operating, everything. And research shows that 95% of our daily thoughts and behaviors are actually controlled by your subconscious programming. What that means is only 5% of your life is actually directed by your conscious mind, that part of you that sets goals or makes plans or decides to change. So really think about that for a second. You are consciously trying to create change with 5% of your mental power, while 95% of your mind is running old programs that might be completely opposed to what you're actually trying to manifest. You can almost think of it like having a team of 100 people where 95 of them are working against you and your goals, and only 5 of them are working toward them, and you're expecting to win. How can you make progress if you're not willing to look at that other 95%? I mean, your conditioning determines what you believe is possible for someone like you. It forms your identity. It forms what you notice and pay attention to in your environment. Even how you interpret events going on around you and other people's behavior, and what you're attracted to or what you avoid. It even determines how you define success, love, happiness, abundance. And this can be why your comfort zone can actually be your danger zone. Your comfort zone isn't really about comfort, it's about familiarity. Because your nervous system has learned to recognize certain patterns as safe based on your early experiences, even if those patterns are actually harmful or limiting. I mean, think about it. If you grew up in chaos, calm might actually feel dangerous to your nervous system. If you grew up with scarcity, abundance might trigger anxiety. And if you grew up feeling like you had to be perfect to receive love, being authentic, being yourself, being vulnerable might be terrifying. Because your conditioning will always pull you back towards what's familiar, even if what's familiar is exactly what you're trying to escape. Do you see how people kind of get stuck in this circle, in this loop? I mean, this is why so many people win the lottery and then end up broke within a few years. It's not lack of willpower, it's not bad luck. It's conditioning pulling them back to their familiar set point. And here's what most people don't understand. Your conditioning isn't fixed. It's not permanent. It can be changed, but it can't be changed through just willpower alone. You have to consciously choose to think differently, act differently, and see things in a completely new way. But here's where it gets kind of tricky. Your conditioning will resist change with everything it's got. It's gonna start giving you all of these kinds of logical reasons why you shouldn't change, or that new way is dangerous, or you should just stick with what you know because that's who you are. It'll start to kind of say things like, this isn't how people like us do things, or what will people think if we do that, or that's too risky, or that's not realistic for me, or you're not the type of person who does that. And this resistance feels so real. It feels like your authentic self protecting you from making a mistake, but it's not. It's your conditioning trying to keep you trapped in familiar patterns. So how do you break free? How do you override decades of conditioning and actually create lasting change? Well, it starts with your awareness. You have to catch your conditioning in action, and you have to notice when you're being pulled back into old patterns. You have to recognize the voice of your programming versus the voice of your authentic self. And it sounds easy enough, oh, just awareness, but it requires constant commitment and observation. And awareness alone isn't enough. You have to be willing to act in spite of your conditioning. And this might mean thinking thoughts that feel kind of silly at first or uncomfortable at first, or taking action that your conditioning says is not you or not normal for you. Or even, my favorite, is choosing to see situations and perspectives in a different way that challenges your assumptions and your points of view. And staying with these new behaviors, even when every fiber of your being wants to quit. Because you can't just remove old conditioning. You have to replace it with new programming. And lasting change requires installing new programming that serves you better. This is honestly so important to me that this is what I teach inside of my signature program, Abundance Academy. I show you specific techniques tailored to you based on your learning type and personality, and we dive deep into subconscious programming. So if you really want to dive deep and learn how to manifest on autopilot through shifting your subconscious programming once and for all, I'm going to go ahead and I will link it up here, and I'll also link it down below. The doors to this program only open once or twice per year. So if you click that link and you're taken to the wait list, you can join the wait list and you'll be notified when the doors are open. But if that's too much for you and you want to start simple, I'm going to leave a free download to a money workbook that will clear your blocks and help you reprogram your mind for abundance. And this has been incredible. Tens of thousands of people have used this workbook with insane results. It's completely free, so go ahead and grab your copy. I'm going to leave a link up here and a link down below. But when you start to break free from your conditioning, that right there is when everything changes, and I mean everything. You start noticing opportunities that you never saw before. You start attracting different types of people and experiences. Life starts to respond to you because you're operating from a different place. You'll start feeling more confident, more authentic, more alive. And here's the most beautiful part. You start to realize that you've always had the power to choose. You've always had the ability to think differently, act differently, see things differently. Your conditioning just convinced you that you didn't, that things had to look a certain way or be a certain way. So here's my challenge for you. I want you to identify one pattern in your life that keeps repeating, and it might be driving you crazy. Maybe it's your relationships, your career, your health, your finances. Pick something where you keep getting the same results despite your best efforts. And I want you to ask yourself, how can I see this differently? What would someone who didn't have my conditioning do in this situation? How would they think about it? How would they approach it? And what actions would they take? Because here's the truth. You'll never think your way into a new way of acting. You have to act your way into a new way of thinking. And your conditioning might be telling you right now that, oh, this video doesn't apply to you, that's not your situation, or you've tried everything and nothing works. But that's just your programming trying to keep you in this kind of safe, familiar little box. But what if this time could really be different? What if the only thing standing between you and the life you want is your willingness to challenge that conditioning that's been running your life 95% of the time? It's time to get all of the players on the team. And if you feel comfortable, comment below what pattern you're ready to break. What old programming are you willing to let go of? You have the amazing power to choose new thoughts, new actions, and new ways of seeing the world. But it all starts with recognizing that you do have a choice, and that choice is available to you right now in this moment. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so you can be notified whenever I post a new video. I'm going to link everything that I talked about down in the description box below this video. You can also find me over on Instagram and TikTok and Threads at MK Magic Mindset, and if you want to learn more about me, my programs, how to work with me, and more, you can visit my website at mkmagicmindset.com, and I will see you in the next one.